What is happening, YouTube? I missed the past two games, the Clippers versus the Spurs. Didn't manage to catch any of them playing because I was on vacation, like I was out of town. So unfortunately, couldn't catch any of them. Most likely because it wasn't nationally televised, and streaming during like in the hotel internet was pretty hard to do. So unfortunately, like I said, couldn't uh, watch any of them. But glad to hear that the Clippers were picking up momentum, have a 3 game winning streak, beat the Rockets, solid team. Which is the Rockets also beat the Denver Nuggets, and then we beat the Spurs, which the Spurs are the Spurs, not too crazy impressive, but a win is a win. And then the Clippers faced their Achilles heel, the New Orleans Pelicans. And I'm not gonna lie, this team looked pretty. It looked pretty stressful from the start. Clippers were very off, but then the Clippers picked it up in the second quarter, and then the Clippers even took the lead. But then the third quarter, it kind it started to swing back and forth. It was like the Clippers, and then it was the Pelicans, and then the Pelicans ultimately, unfortunately, came off with the W. And I'm going to break down player by player as usual and give my personal opinions on them. So Paul George, he had an amazing performance, 34 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. He did his thing, 30 shot attempts. Um, Kawhi Leonard, he had more of an off game, um, especially during the clutch. 1 for 7 from three, could be better. 8 for 17. So he started off pretty good, but then later off he cooled off. He put that effort on defense as usual. 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Um, probably just had a bad game and all that because I think Kawhi he did his thing previously. So I don't know. Hopefully he steps it up. Um, we do play the Mavericks tomorrow, so pretty tough team. Zubac, he stepped up, 11 points. He only got 5 rebounds though. Definitely could get more rebounds. Pelicans are a really good rebounding team, but still, um, 4 turnovers. He got 1 block, but he did a bit better. Zubac, he did better compared to what happened like 2 weeks ago. James Harden, he had a pretty bad game. Um, he made some really cool passes, 5 rebounds, but 2 for 8. It's not really, cutting it. And obviously, the offense has been slower since we acquired James Harden. Good player, but trade was pretty questionable, and the way our offense is hasn't been it. Terrence Mann, 7 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. So solid role player, plays defense and all that. Um, so it's an interesting decision that Ty Lue made an effort of trying to switch up the starting lineup. Um, all right, righty. PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker. When I first saw him played, I was like, "What is he doing, man?" Like he was getting scored on like crazy. Um, but he did step up later in overtime against the Lakers. But I was like very skeptical of him. But lately, he's been having his moments. Yeah, PJ Tucker is one of those players that would definitely be in headache sometimes. A lot of times actually. But times like this, if you're going up against like a big dude like Zion Williamson or any a big man oriented team, PJ Tucker, he actually does his thing, and I'm actually pretty impressed with what I've seen from him. He actually slowed down Zion Williamson. Of course, Zion Williamson, he had a pretty good performance, but when Zion missed his shots, PJ Tucker kind of like wore him down and all that. So I got to give a huge props to him. Um, sometimes the refs they called a foul on PJ when it wasn't a foul. Also, the refs they definitely were not favorable towards us. Within the first 3 quarters was pretty brutal. Towards the clutch, the refs started making more fair calls, but PJ Tucker, I'm not gonna lie, he's growing on me. Like it looks like he's doing cardio, but he does have his moments. He have his moments. Daniel Tice, which was a new acquisition of the team, from what I've seen and from what I've been hearing, he's been doing pretty good. So that was a solid bet for the Clippers. So a solid backup big, and he's kind of everywhere. He's kind of like quick. Um, you know, gives us a backup big option. So pretty solid acquisition. Russell Westbrook definitely was not good in terms of efficiency. Only 1 for 8. Didn't have a good game. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and only 3 points. Norman Pell, he's a bucket. Him and PJ Tucker put the Clippers in a game aside of Paul George. And Kawhi started off good too. And Zubac wasn't bad. Terrence Mann, he did his job. But Norman Powell, he's a bucket. And I know, I'm the type of guy who's a little bit, more on the side who's willing to move on from him. And do I change my mind? I personally, I still don't, because I'm more in favor of trying to make room for Bones Highland to get the minutes. But of course, I understand the other side who don't want to move on from Norman Powell, because he has moments like this. He is a bucket, and I totally understand that. Um, but and also he got 3 steals, so that's pretty solid as well too. So overall, it sucks that the Pelicans beat us once again. Um, we always somehow manage to find a way to lose the Pelicans, but again, the Clippers, they eventually kind of fought hard, but unfortunately the Pelicans, they just caught up to us. If I'd have noticed one huge difference between Russell Westbrook and James Harden is, um, Russell Westbrook, yeah, he played bad, but he makes the offense go a lot faster. Only thing is, I could ask him to kind of relax with his shots and all that, of course, and obviously try to make some shots. But he does make the offense go as fast as possible. But it, but Russ, he played like a really small role, and Russ is the type of guy who needs to kind of play bigger minutes and all that. If I were to have to pick who should be starting and who should be moved to the bench, obviously, I would rather have Westbrook starting for sure, because you would get better defense. You would get that better pace, especially with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and they get more shots on their hand. And Harden from the bench. But from what I've been hearing, Harden, he's not the type of guy who likes to be moved to the bench role and all that. But obviously, would be great if Russ didn't have to take the sacrifice and all that. But man, I don't know, man. Russ, I just want to give nothing but huge praise to Russ, because he did a lot for the Clippers. He definitely brought a whole entire new culture, brought in the energy. He could have easily signed somewhere else, get a bigger contract, but nope. He chose to stay with us for a team-friendly deal, And not only that, he chose to say, hey, I'm willing to go to the bench. And Russ, he could have just easily let the coach make the decision, but nope, he made the decision for himself. Just shout out to Russ. Shout out to Russ. Shout out to Russ. And obviously, Tyler's coaching rotations looked promising in the beginning. Now it's been getting pretty suspect. Doesn't look as suspect now since we got Daniel Tice, but before, oh man, the small ball was pretty crazy. I don't feel the need to get into depth of that because I'm not really that much of a bad mood because the Clippers, they were winning, so hopefully we could bounce back from this loss and beat the Dallas Mavericks. The Clippers schedule is very ugly, pretty ugly. So tomorrow we face the Mavericks. Monday we get the Nuggets, and then after that I think we get the Warriors. So yeah, not a team-friendly schedule. But now let's get to the Pelicans. Zion Williamson, he had his way. 25 shot attempts, 32 points, 2 steals, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. Yeah, he was pretty good. A lot of the shots was like on fast breaks as well too, but still pretty good player. Glad to see Zion Williamson healthy again. A lot of people were trying to write him off. People were trying to call him a bust. People hyped him up like how we hyped up Wembanyama right now, and rightfully so, because Zion is a beast, man. He is a beast, and glad to see him back. Brandon Ingram, 30 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He's a bucket as well. Pretty efficient night. Herb Jones, really good player, good defender, great 3-and-D player. 14 points, 4 steals, and all that. Jonas Valanciunas, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. At least to an extent, Jonas Valanciunas did not shoot like prime Ray Allen against us. Well, I think he kind of did, but he just didn't get the shot attempts. If he probably got more shot attempts if Zion didn't play, who knows? He might have shot like Jonas Valanciunas. He would have shot like Klay Thompson again. Dyson Daniels, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Pretty solid point guard for them. Kind of could be like, kind of like a Walmart Lonzo Ball type when Lonzo was pretty good. Pretty solid. Larry Nance, 4 points, 3 blocks, 3 rebounds. Marshall, 5 points. I'm 0 for 7. Jose Alvarado, he would get disruptive on defense at times. Jordan Hawkins, dude was a bucket. He is a bucket. But overall, Pelicans just got the upper hand of the Clippers. Clippers, they lost due to combinations of reasonings. Harden, Kawhi, Russ, they got to make the shots when needed. But that's one huge factors. And it's just also like Russ trying to adjust to his new role. Ideally, it'd be better if Russell Westbrook would start, but I guess Russ just ultimately became the better man and took the sacrifice. And I got nothing but respect for him. But that should end this video. Hopefully we bounce back and beat the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks, they've been getting hot lately. They've been getting hot, and last time we faced the Mavs, it was brutal and sucks we lost. But that should end this video. Let me know what y'all think about this game. And thank y'all really much for tuning in. And peace.